Hey, Be It Pod listener. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being you. Thanks for watching our podcast here on our YouTube channel. I'm just so grateful for you. I have a big favor, and let me just say it's not easy for me to ask for help, but I need your help. I'm on a mission. I really want to change as many lives and help people be it till they see it all over the world, and I need your help. We have been so grateful. The amount of downloads our podcast has had in just a short period of time is it's amazing. It's insane. However, we also need more written reviews. And specifically on Apple. So even if you are watching here on YouTube or you listen on Spotify or you listen on Google Play, Apple Podcasts is where everyone looks to see which podcasts they should send people on for interviews. And so we need lots of reviews to be there, like 100 written reviews. So big, huge favor, if you use the link below, go write a review, rate us, give us all the stars you love, and let me know. Screenshot it, send it to me on the Be It Pod. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. We truly can't do this podcast without you, and I'm just so grateful that these words hit your ears. And if you wouldn't mind writing us that review, that would be amazing, and I would be so forever grateful. Thank you, and now here's a podcast you want to listen to.
Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started. Welcome back to the Be It Till You See It interview recap, where my co-host in life, Brad, and I are going to dig into the motivating conversation I had with Hazel Ortega in our last episode. If you haven't yet listened to that interview, feel free to pause this, go back and listen to that one, and then come back and join us. Let me just say, you're going to want to listen to both of these.
Yeah.
We haven't even finished this episode, but I know it's going to be great. But the one that we're recapping is out there, and I listened to it again. I've listened to it several times now, and every time I'm like, oh, I feel ready. I feel motivated. Anyways, gotta go listen to Hazel. You will be inspired. Y'all, I wanted to say real quick, there's a lot of exciting things going on. The end of the year, it just, I don't know about you, but it's like everything happens. Everyone's like, we got to get it done.
It doesn't feel like there's enough time. There's way too many projects to finish or get up or get out, all the things. It's pretty insane.
Yeah. So we have two things in our crunch time. One, we actually announced Elevate, which is my program for Pilates teachers. It is a mentorship program that starts in January. It's already filling up super fast, and it is different than any other program I've seen out there because
when you say mentorship program, for what specifically?
Oh, for Pilates teachers, for mostly. So if you've gone through a training, you know a lot, and you also know that what you don't know. And then there's these pressures in the industry to be perfect at teaching and perfect at the exercises, and that there's right and wrongs. And I
never start until I have it nailed anyway. So
right.
I'm teasing.
But that's what I see happen a lot with so many teachers, and we coach them in their business, and I can see what their retention is like, and that can be a problem in growing your business, and also the mindset they get in their own way. And so I wanted to create this really awesome, encouraging space for teachers who wanted to learn Joseph Pilates' method in a way that's not right or wrong. There's a lot of gray area in there. There's a lot of room for exploring. And so I thought, now is actually a really great time because everyone can do it from their comforts of their own home and studio.
Yeah.
And then they can see all these other types of bodies, some with back fusion, some with just lower back pain, some of them shorter, some of them hypermobile, and they can see the same exercises in each other. And then they get to teach each other and get tons of feedback. And so it's going to be this incredible experience. And I can't wait for them to be together because when I did a mentorship, not only was it really freeing for my teaching, but some of those people I was with are like some of my closest friends right now. And so I'm really excited for them to have that. So that's the Elevate program.
Well, so just to clarify a little bit more for those out there who are Pilates teachers, Lesley is classically trained. So this is going to be focused on like the classical method, and it is open to classical and non-classical teachers. It's not a bridge program. It is simply like a continuing ed program for teachers who already, feel like they've taken their not feel like you've taken your training. You are a teacher, but you're ready to go to the next level. This would be the Elevate program would be for you.
Yeah. So check it out. The link is in the show notes.
Or just go to lesleylogan.co/elevate.
Oh, or go there, lesleylogan.co/elevate.
Yeah.
And then
one more quick announcement here.
What is it?
We are looking for an assistant podcast producer for this podcast.
Oh my God. Can you believe it? I can't believe I also love that we're announcing it during like the Miracle Goals recap episode, because like I don't think we thought we'd be in this position to hire someone this soon. Y'all, this is only episode 46.
Right. Yeah. It's only been not even 6 months here of the pod. And we're definitely excited to be, entertaining, interviews and stuff. So if this is, it's part-time, I work remote, all the things. If you want to read more about the role, or if you feel like you know someone who would fit with the role, just go to lesleylogan.co/hiring.
I can't even wait to see what this is going to be. I mean, we're just like, it's going to be great. Get ready, whoever you are. We're going to be doing some miracle goal planning with this pod. Okay, well, let's get into it. What is the question we got from our listeners this week?
All right. This one was kind of funny. I think it was supposed to be funny, but the question was, did we dress up for Halloween?
Well, it had to be funny because I posted 0 pictures of any dressing up. So I think this is more of like funny. Like, haha, did you do it?
The answer is totally did not.
No, unless you consider.
In fact, not only did we not dress up, we didn't even buy any candy.
Oh my God. We're like the Grinch of Halloween, and not on purpose, y'all. First, slight defense, we don't even go to the grocery store. So
really.
Like buying candy in bags would require me being in the public to see if we need bags of candy. Second, it also requires you knowing what day it is. And we work so much in the future sometimes that I don't realize what dates are coming up. And unless there's like a notification of some kind. So clearly we need to put on our calendar, buy candy. You have a neighborhood of kids. So they literally knock on the door.
That's super true. This is the, second Halloween that we've been here. And last Halloween was really deceptive because we got all excited. Lesley and I, we like sat in our office where we could see the kids who were supposed to walk by, and there was like one group.
We watched Hocus Pocus, and because Brad had never seen it, which, by the way, raise your hand if that's your favorite Halloween movie. But also, we put the bowl out there, and only one van of kids came.
Yeah.
And they like threw the bowl everywhere. Candy went flying.
Oh no, those were the teenagers that came late at night and they just stole all the rest of the candy.
Yeah. It was. So anyways, we kind of missed out. And then
this year we didn't do much. And then our neighbor rang our doorbell even though our light was off. I swear I thought that was the universal indicator of we're not participating in Halloween. Our front porch light was off, people.
Yeah.
The doorbell still rang, and me, being a dummy, opened it. I was like, oh, hey. And then I was like, oh, hey, there's like 10 kids here. I was like, eh.
And he had to tell 5-year-olds, we don't have any candy. So anyways,
Oops.
Big fail in adulting, total fail. I promise to the neighborhood we will get our act together by next Halloween. And I may just start dropping candy off at random kids' houses throughout the year.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Hilarious.
Thanks
I love
for that
it.
question. You can send your questions in to the Beit Pod on Instagram.
Yeah. All right. Now let's talk about Hazel Ortega. Hazel Ortega is a psychologist, an entrepreneur, and an author. She's a firm believer that sharing your story can change the world, and pursuing an education will immediately change yours. She grew up in a very dangerous part of Los Angeles with gangs and violence. She put herself through high school and college in her 20s as a mom of 3. She talks about that a lot in her last episode and when she was sharing her story. She has become an inspiration to women around the globe. She focuses on building community of like-minded individuals who want to make change in their lives. Lots of really inspiring, really motivating things with Hazel. She's got quite a story.
She's such a story. I really, okay. Y'all, I almost like, if I could have been drinking something, I think I would have spit it all over my computer. When she said, you're a big fish. Someone told her you're a big fish in a small pond. She's like, you can't be a big fish in a small pond. You don't, like, it's true.
You can't grow to be a big fish in a small pond.
Correct. I mean, the way that reptiles and fish, like, just so you know, because I grew up with like snakes and lizards, if you don't keep getting them a bigger tank,
they don't
get any bigger.
Think about your goldfish, right? How come a goldfish can stay this big its whole life, but then, when it gets put into a massive pond, it grows to be a foot long?
Yeah. By the way, someplace in this country, there's a bunch of goldfish that people have been throwing in. They're like, please don't put your goldfish in this pond. So don't throw your goldfish in a pond to see how big it grows. It's not good for the environment. Anyways, I just liked it because I think a lot of us wait in the container we're in for the invitation to go to a bigger container, and we've been told you're a big fish in a small pond, and it's like, you gotta get into other ponds and you gotta try them out and you gotta see what the water is like. And I mean, not that like our apartment was holding us back, but it is crazy insane when we took ourselves out of our small studio working from home. We still work from home, into working from a space that's 5 times the size.
Yeah.
Like our idea, everything is bigger. And so maybe you can't move, but go to a park then where there's no walls and dream and work from there. But you gotta, or put yourself in like other theoretical ponds so that you can actually grow your ideas, your mind, your possibilities. I loved it.
Or your pond could be different communities.
100%. You can, like, there's little schools of fish everywhere.
Yes, there are. Awesome. Well,
What'd you like?
Yeah. So I thought this was interesting. She was talking about the way her internal assumption on her own life when she was prompted by, she began to get some coaching and she began to really start to see like the future differently, but not necessarily for her, right? So when she was asked, what's your 5-year goals? She was like, I don't have any goals. And she kind of dug into that and she said, you're not going to feel the same 5 years from now as you do today. Now that's her conclusion, but what she was talking about was when she looked at herself, she was just like, this is life. I better hold on to what I got because it's not going to be any different down the road than it is right now, this moment for me. Right. And she started to, she realized that she never had been, encouraged to dream, to explore, to internalize growth, change, winning. She never was encouraged to do any of those things. And so she was going through life with this assumption that, this is as good as it's going to get. I got my $15 an hour job and I just got to go home and deal with my kids. And that was it, and after beginning to, she said she shared how she was recommended for a job at a law firm that she wasn't qualified for from an educational standpoint, but she got the job anyway on referrals, and how that really shifted the way that she began to see what the future could be. And so her conclusion at the end of it is, you're not going to feel the same 5 years from now as you do today. And I think that that's a great thing.
Yeah.
We should be constantly growing and shifting and changing and pursuing that growth. I think it's important to be reminded of that sometimes.
It makes me think of Joanna Vargas as like, how does it get any better than this? Like,
I
remember the story of like, she won some trip on a helicopter, or she was flying a helicopter to a dinner, and she looks at all these people who, they're all successful in their own right. And she's like, how's it get any better than this? And some people were like, girl, we're on a helicopter going to dinner. Like, what more do you want? But it's actually like, if you feel really good right now, it can be better than that 5 years from now if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that was a really cool part of the conversation. It was really fun.
Yeah.
She's just great. Every time I listen to her, I'm like, oh, I gotta more miracles. I gotta put more miracles on the wall.
More miracles. Oh man, that's another thing we could have talked about too is, she talked about goals. How we're like goals, okay, what are your 5-year goals? And I've never heard anybody suggest this before, but it's completely logical to me. When we put a goal on the board, whatever you want to call it, our brain immediately goes, well, I don't even know how that's going to happen. So it's not going to happen, right? Because we look at it like a goal. And she said, I substituted the word miracle for the word goal because this just an association. We don't associate miracles with anything that we can do.
Yeah.
Right. And so I thought, wow, that is amazing to shift that because it still makes it like, okay, it's possible that it could happen. I don't know how it would happen, but it could happen, right? As opposed to goals where you're like, I have to do it. It's all on my shoulders. Yeah. I don't know how it's going to happen. And that is now I just don't even know that it's real, like a possible thing.
Right. It's like, and you can listen to all the people, including all the people we've had on the show. It's like, take another step, take a first step. But it's like, if you are making it a goal and you've never seen it done,
right,
and you don't know how to get there, it's really hard to go, okay, I'm just going to blindly step in this. But I love the word miracles because we all are like, oh, it's a miracle that happened. It means that like all of these things conspired with you to do what you wanted. And I think it's so fun because as soon as we shifted our mind on that, because I think I don't know if it was like a conscious awareness, but we were kind of struggling with like, what's next and how do we do the next thing? And so we went on that walk. I told her, and like, okay, what are the miracles we're having? And
yeah,
and it was scary and exciting.
Yeah. And I think that's also important, those like wildly ambitious, crazy, like almost like can't even conceptualize goals. That's important that they're that big because then because it's not necessarily something that you have control over all of these things. I mean, you have
control over most of the things.
Right. So anyway, I loved that she substituted miracles for the word goals in the way she thinks about her future, taking a lot of that, like, how do I do it question out of it. Yeah. And then that allowed her to still be excited about the possibilities. So
into it.
Yeah. All right. One extra interview talking point there. Watch out, everyone. We're getting crazy.
Slipping it right in. All right. Well, let's go. Be it action items.
Finally, let's talk about Hazel's be it action items. What bold, executable, intrinsic, or targeted action items can we take away from your convo with her? She said something that I thought was really attainable. And she said to surround yourself with others who are making the changes that you want to see, right? And I don't know if she exactly said it like directly like that, but what she did was when she was a mom and was learning how to manage her money, she started to share with her other moms and other friends, hey, I'm learning how to balance my budget. Is that something you would want to do too? Let's do it together so that we can, be excited for each other. And she began to create this community of moms learning about money.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly why we created OPC. Because when you're just alone in your apartment or house, like trying to chip away at your Pilates practice, it just feels so isolated and alone. I mean, we all experienced this over the past year and a half with the changes in the world because of COVID and like isolationism and all that kind of stuff. And, the idea of creating a community, even if it's an online, virtual community of people who are celebrating that they did their practice. They're celebrating the changes that they're seeing in their body and in their mindset and in their life because of what they're practicing with Pilates is so exciting. And, that's why she's recommending this to surround yourself with others who are also making that kind of a change.
It's scary and so doable. I think we're all waiting for the invitation, but just be the invitee. You don't actually have to be the host of it. You could say, I'm
doing this. We have a friend who does this. She just throws out an idea to a group of people, and then like people come, and no one is the host, but like everyone got together. And I think it starts off that way, and the conversations are there. But the worst thing anyone can say is no, and that's actually not a bad thing. It's like, okay, so you just keep going. But I do think it's something that's very tangible and doesn't have to cost you anything. So I love that a lot.
Yeah. Well, what about you? What's your be it action item?
Of course, I chose this one. So draw your vision. She drew it out, and she has it framed on a wall, and it really is like if someone drew with like a pen, like,
yeah, it's like a magic marker.
Yeah, it's like, it's just, it doesn't have to be like beautiful and artistic, but what I see a lot when I'm coaching people in their business and where they want to grow it, they can't articulate it with actual words. Like I feel like they get hung up on what word to choose because they want to make sure it's right. There's that perfection in there.
Yeah, that quote unquote right.
That right. And it's like, but if you draw it, it's just a little bit easier to let your mind flow, or you can grab magazine clippings or go on Pinterest and just print off some things. So I'm a big fan of this. We're currently working on ours. It's not drawing. We're going to print some stuff because y'all, I'm left-handed. It's just a hot mess. So just smudges and smears. But you can do this right now. And especially as the year is ending, like, do it. Even if you only do it for next year, even if you are like, I can't even think beyond 2022. I can't believe it's even here. Just draw what you want for that and make it a miracle.
Yep. Yeah. That's the beginning of your vision board.
Yeah. Well, anyways, this is so fun. We could talk about Hazel for a long time. So we'll have to do this again. We'd love to know your takeaways. Definitely screenshot this, tag Hazel Ortega Official and us with what inspired you about the podcast. And thank you again for joining us all the time. We are so grateful that you're here. Let us know how you're doing this with DMs on our Instagram pod. And until next time, be it till you see it.
Bye for now.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day.
Be It Till You See It is a production of As the Crows Fly Media.
It's written, produced, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Crowell.
Kevin and Belle at Disenyo handle all of our audio editing and some social media content.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to our designer Jaira Mondal for creating all of our visuals, which you can't see because this is a podcast, and our digital producer Jay Pedroso for editing all the video each week so you can.
And the Meredith Crowell for keeping us all on point and on time.